Once Human is getting its brand new update 1.4.0. With that, we're also seeing the Visional Wheel and the Lunar events. I'm going to answer all the surrounding questions on both of those events. We'll go over the dev FAQ, as well as a recent 1.3.5 hotfix. Additionally, we'll check out some last minute mentionables like the store update, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Let's get into the news, the new events. We'll cover all the FAQ stuff. So first up here, we do have the 1.4.0 Visional Wheel dev FAQ. Now, the Visional Wheel will pertain to the Lunar Oracle tag. That's all going to be answered around this upcoming event. So as I do mention here, update 1.4.0 is set to release on January 16th. But we do have our first question asked and answered here. Will Lunar Oracle update in existing scenarios or only introduce the new ones? As they do preface here, the Lunar Oracle will only apply to the new servers, with the Lunar Oracle tag opening after January 16th, including 4 existing scenarios. Servers opened before this date will not feature this gameplay tag. Now, if you do have any major concerns on this, I do have a ton of answers here, so just hold on for that. Next up here, they do discuss what gameplay challenges will Lunar Oracle introduce. Are there any new weapons? The Lunar Oracle will bring craziness to the world, such as more aggressive deviants, mutated bosses, and tougher battles like the Prime War and Stronghold fights. For fans of weapons, this will introduce those 3 new weapon genres and 3 new guns. Now, of course, we did go over those in my last video: the Critical Pulse Crossbow, Scourge of Rage SMG, and the Dangerous Goods Pistol. If you want to check out more on those new weapons, I do cover that in depth on my last video. Jumping back here though, they say, will the original hard mode scenario be closed? They say yes, after this version updated, newly opened scenarios will no longer have the hard mode tag, but will instead feature the Lunar Oracle tag. However, ongoing scenarios will remain unchanged. So if you're currently in a hard mode server, you can keep playing. That is not going to change or affect your tag currently. We'll have to see if that does affect future tags going forward, if they'll ever release the hard modes again. But for right now, it does look like it's going away, and I'll explain more into depth in that in a bit. Will the Lunar Oracle tag make entire scenarios more difficult, or will it only affect gameplay during nighttime? As they mention here, the event itself will primarily increase difficulty between 9 and 3 a.m. Now again, this is in-game time, which will equal to 15 minutes in real time. So it is mostly a day event or a 15-minute day event that will keep proceeding. Now, as they mentioned here with the Lunar Oracle, there will be some new mods introduced, but the existing mod system will remain unchanged. They expect overall optimizations to the mod system in March. They say stay tuned for that, and of course I'll keep you guys up to date. Now, there's been some things about having to pay for those bounty missions. However, that will not pertain to the Lunar Oracle. The Visional Wheel system is an update to the scenario content, and all players within the scenario can play it for free. So there is no pay to win there and no pay to play with that. Are Oracle crates available on first come first served basis? Can others still collect crate after the first person takes it? They do mention here that Oracle crates are independent for each player, so there is no need to compete for them. Whatever is in your instance is what you'll receive. So you don't have to actually fight for the crates. Don't worry, you can loot them as you go. And of course, there is going to be some exclusive deviations, and they also answer that you can absolutely bring those back into regular scenarios. Now, as they do mention, there's going to be limited time mods, animals, and deviations that will be introduced with the Lunar Oracle, but that they might become unavailable after the event. They won't be exclusive forever. They'll provide other ways to obtain them in the future. They do say stay tuned for that for the announcements. You don't have to participate in the Lunar Oracle, but you might not be able to get them at least right after the event ends. We'll have to wait and see on how soon they actually do update that. Now, they do answer here, will the Visional Wheel's effects be mandatory for all scenarios? Can you still play normal scenarios? They mention here that the Visional Wheel will only apply to new servers opened after January 16th. Players can still choose to play on servers without the Visional Wheel. As you do know, you do have a 10-day grace period from when servers open, so if any server did open prior to January 16th, you can still play on those. However, as I go over here in a minute though with the new servers, it does look like most likely that you won't have any new servers that won't have this tag after January 16th. Now, here's the major question that is being answered and asked here. After the January 16th update, they will clear the cooldown for all scenario exit cards. So if you did leave a current scenario, if you want to join another scenario, or you have done so within the last 30 days, do not worry, they will clear all of those cooldowns so you can enter the new scenario. Also, every player will be receiving a free exit card, as they do mention that here. They want everybody to be able to experience this if they do choose so you can use it as needed to switch scenarios. So you get a free exit card on January 16th, and your cooldown will be reset. If you're wanting to swap around servers right now, have a little bit of fun, or if you did already, don't worry, all of that will be taken care of on January 16th. Now, some players have been worried that they'll need to defeat bosses with only 20% HP left, which is basically the cap of how low you can go. As they mentioned here though, players won't start with 20% HP, the HP will gradually decrease over time. And additionally, the Lunar Oracle will unlock a variety of new items to help players maintain combat effectiveness at low HP. Managing your health and abilities will require careful risk-reward decisions, which is a core part of the experience. Also, I went over in my other video basically all the mods that are going to be coming to this update. A lot of them actually do have it where you don't take damage, or they have a ton of damage mitigation with the Lunar Oracle event. There's also going to be a full brand new set. Now, weirdly enough, they still haven't released this document over on the NA version, or at least the NA news side of things. This is currently released on the Chinese version of the website and the Chinese client. However, they're still in the testing phases, so I guess some stuff could change. They're probably waiting for that. I'll link down below to the article so you can see all the new effects, all the new mods. But yeah, there's a ton there. I went over my other video. I'll link to it down below if you do want to check it out, where I go over all of that. Now, they do go over the discussion about content feeling too easy and lacking challenge, where they mention here that the core experience of Lunar Oracle is high risk, high reward. Players who enjoy challenges can push their sanity to the limit for exceptional rewards. Additionally, this year they'll focus on replayability and variety, including that new scenario like Code Broken and Code Deviation. So those should be much harder and actually bring a challenge. Now, they mention here Prime War isn't challenging enough in the hard mode. With the influence of Lunar Oracle, the difficulty of the Prime War will also be significantly increased. Additionally, they're refining the Manibus 2.0 version to bring players more diverse and challenging experiences. So they are going to be making those harder overall if you do play on PvE servers. As they do mention here, again, the high difficulty mode will be temporarily discontinued. So yeah, we'll have to see when they do actually bring that back. Now, they do mention here, why separate scenarios into this with and without Visional Wheel, and why not make the Visional Wheel unavoidable event across all scenarios? They do want to preface that because players did choose previously, they want to be able to give players a chance there. They want to provide the diverse gameplay options to suit your preferences. Nonetheless, the Visional Wheel will last 2 to 3 months. As they mentioned, basically all scenarios opened after January 16th will be affected, but that won't extend the duration of the scenarios themselves. So once the new scenarios open up, or once we have those monthly cooldowns, basically once you hit phase 6 in your scenario, you can go to the next one, and it's probably also going to have the Visional Wheel Lunar Oracle. Now, they did actually go over all of the servers they're releasing on January 16th for all regions. Now, they're pretty much all of the same. I'll include a link to this down below so you can go over the time zones, but all of them have the same amount of servers allocated for each scenario. So we'll use North America for an example, where Manibus will have Lunar Oracle. That will have 2 servers, and that's launching at 6 a.m. PST on January 16th. The Way of Winter will also have 2 scenarios. Prison vs. Clash will have 1 scenario, and Evolution's Call will also have 1 scenario. Those are all the ones launching on January 16th. Now, as they mentioned here, after the January 16th maintenance update, those batches of servers that are opened will be opened for instant access. So you won't have to do any prior signups. Now, of course, as they mentioned here, to accommodate all players, additional servers will be opened up as needed. So as always, if they have to, they will adjust there. Moving on, January 8th actually did see a range of patches. This did apply to the Chinese client, but I do believe this also came to NA. They just typically release our patch notes a little bit later. As they went over here, they optimized the logic of abnormal items. Now, as someone pointed this out in my previous video, that more than likely means status damage. They also fixed some issues with melee combat, and some issues with characteristic entries like the active gel, and a few other deviations that were not effective under special circumstances. So a little bit of a hot fix for deviations there. Last up, of course, we did that store update, where the Spirit Plume Outskirts set will be available sometime soon. Now, this was posted yesterday, but as of recording this video, this is not currently in the shop. We'll have to wait and see on details for that. Another last minute mention over here, they do go over some new events for 1.4, where they have been going the 1.4 version previews. That's going to be lasting until January 10th. A few other events and notions here, like the Lunar Oracle Rising. They're going to be doing a Top Architect Challenge again, and a New Year's Festival Reunion. So pretty cool stuff and some decent things kicking off for 2025. My last minute mentionable here is I am doing, yes, another giveaway, and this is for the Party Time Furniture set. Again, as always with all my giveaways, it's happening on Discord. There's 2 ways to enter into this one. So the first one here being that if you are a level 1 recruit on my Discord channel, you can enter in with 2 chances there, and then also an additional 2 chances if you just want to enter it in and if you're just someone that lurks. However, it is super easy to get level 1 on my Discord. You just have to type a few messages. Now, don't spam. There is a cooldown timer there, but just chat around. It's actually been very lively and very chattative since I've implemented this change. We're sitting at over 3,000 members right now, which is just absolutely insane. So it's actually some decent conversation there, and I jump in on occasion. Again, links to my Discord are down below. Overall, it should about cover it for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.